Hey artists, it's Monsterpawss. So if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that I asked you guys to send me your funny and or unique questions, and I was going to do a real-time sketching / inking video. I might add a few colors here and there, but I asked you guys to send me your funny and unique questions and I will answer them while I'm doing a real-time sketch. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. For more videos like this and videos with instructional commentary, visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/monsterpawss. I'm going to just go ahead and answer one question right off the bat, and this question is from Comas. I'm sorry if I pronounce any of you guys' usernames wrong. I don't know words, so let's go. Funniest memory you've had? I love you and your art, by the way. You're my inspiration. Oh my goodness, you're so pretty. All right, funniest memory that I've ever had. That's a hard question. It's kind of hard to like sketch and talk at the same time, especially if you have to like think about your answer. I didn't really think about that, so there might be a lot of awkward pauses. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this video or if I'm just gonna do one long take. I'm probably going to edit it because it's gonna be a pretty long video if I don't. Oh my god, I completely just zoned out. All right, let's see, my funniest memory. Okay, so the first memory that really comes to mind is I have a friend and we've been friends for probably about 10 years. A little over 10 years actually, and I remember we were sitting on the couch one day and she asked me how to spell balloon, and I was like, B-A-L-L-O-O-N, and I was like, why did you need help spelling balloon? And she was like, are you sure that's how it's spelled? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty goddamn sure that's how you spell balloon. It's pretty simple. She looked down for a second and looked kind of puzzled, and I was like, what's puzzling you, my friend? And she was like, I thought it was spelled B-L-O-O-N, like balloon. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, you lying. Why are you always lying? And I was like, that's not how it's spelled. It's just spelled B-A-L-L-O-O-N. I don't know, it was funny to me because, I don't know, it's sort of become one of our inside jokes, and it's really funny and one of my fondest memories. So I think that's probably one of my funniest memories. Probably not that great of a story, but you know, that's what I've got, so. I think we're getting somewhere here, hopefully. It's coming out a little bit more anime-ish than I wanted it to. I'm not using a reference, by the way. I'm just kind of freestyling it here. So I did a freestyle no reference image last night and I posted that on my Snapchat. If you follow me there, you would have seen the real-time drawing process. I think I'm liking it so far. A lot of you guys asked me to post my sketching process, and the reason I don't really add my sketching process to my videos is because it takes a long time. I am a slow sketcher because I like to sketch out damn near everything. There are some things that I add just impromptu in my drawings. Most of my designs are just, they're not really planned out most of the time. Some of them are, but not a lot of them. So, all right, let's answer one more question. Oh my gosh, so I stopped recording to to put in my password to get another snap, and I did not push record again. So the snap that I just opened was from Alex, and she asked if any of my drawings have ever been inspired by dreams, or if I get ideas from any of my dreams. And I was just saying that it's not very often, but sometimes it does happen. The last drawing that I did that was inspired by a dream was, it's actually a video that I have on my channel, and it's called Arena the Ghost. It's a digital piece. It's the only digital piece I think that I've done on my channel, and you can find it. It's really old. I'll put it in the video description, and if you're on mobile or a desktop, you can click this little icon right here. I think it's right here. It might be right here. I don't know. It's in one of these two corners. but you can click there and watch the video. I didn't do a voiceover on it or anything, it's just music. But yes, she was inspired from one of my dreams, and it was kind of a creepy dream. Most of my dreams are kind of creepy. I would say that I have more nightmares than I have dreams, and that's kind of weird, and you might think I'm possessed or something, but I don't know. It's kind of become a norm to me. It's not like really scary nightmares. I guess I've just become desensitized to it. But most of them involve paranormal stuff like ghosts and stuff. And she was inspired from a sort of half nightmare, half dream that I had. And she was kind of like a protector, if that makes any sense. It was like she would follow me around and alert me to like malevolent spirits and stuff. And for some reason when I woke up, I could like see a clear picture of her in my head, and I wanted to make a piece of art for her because, I don't know, I could just see the picture so well. So she did come out very close to how I saw her in my dreams. So if you want to take a look at that video, it'll be linked in the description. I think I'm almost done with the sketching process. I think I'm liking how it's coming out so far. Hopefully this is an informative video for you guys, because a lot of you guys, like I said, have been asking to see my sketching process, and I don't add it into my videos because it takes so long, and in my opinion it's boring. I don't really, that's my least favorite process of a drawing video, is watching the sketching process. I don't know, that's just me though. So, okay, I might change up the lips later on, but for now, I think I'm liking it.
Yeah, okay, so
I think I'm ready to move on to inking now. For the inking process, I'm going to be using the Pentel Pigment Ink Brush Pen. I have been loving this pen so far. It is literally my favorite supply in a while. Go ahead and answer another question. Let's answer this one from Erica. How long have you been drawing? By the way, me and my BF, you guys are so cute together. So I have been drawing for going on 10 years. The earliest memory I can have of starting actually drawing like for serious was probably the summer of 2006. I was in 6th grade and I had really gotten into anime and I wanted to draw it all the time. And so I started off by tracing. That's actually how I got into drawing. I started tracing, and then for probably like 3 or 4 months I would trace stuff, and then I realized that I wanted to start developing my own skills and kind of, I wanted to get to the point where I could draw from my own memory. So I was like, you know, if I'm going to, you know, I should probably start inking while I'm answering. So I was like, if I'm going to get any better at drawing, because I wanted to, then I should probably stop tracing and start doing my own stuff. I couldn't draw from my own memory. I wasn't that skilled. So what I did was I copied a lot of art. I freehanded a lot of art that I saw on the internet. That's how I progressed as a young artist. And then I had been drawing for probably about, let's see, I had been drawing from 2006 to probably around 2008. The late 2008 is when I started to get into my own art. I started to draw my own characters, and I wasn't very good because, you know, I had spent a lot of time drawing other people's art and not really developing my own skills. You know, I was very rusty, and I did get discouraged a lot because nothing came out the way that I wanted it to come out. But I looked past that and I kept on going, and now I'm at where I'm at right now. So that's pretty cool. If you're wondering what paper I'm using, it is some watercolor paper that I cut out of a sketchbook that I have. I was going to do a watercolor piece for this. I did some swatches on this paper, and it's just not very good whenever it's just a lone sheet of paper. Whenever I apply water to it, it kind of just disintegrates. I was just like, I'm just gonna do a Copic piece. So there will be a little bit of Copic ink on this drawing. It's really weird doing a real-time video because I can't listen to music, so I kind of just have to listen to my own voice, which is kind of not my favorite thing to do when I'm drawing. I love listening to music when I draw, and if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that. because my music is always playing in my story whenever I'm drawing. Alright, let's answer another question. Alright, this one is from Deanna. If I offered you a sandwich, would you take it? Kind of depends on what sandwich it is, because if it's like tuna or like bologna, I hate tuna and bologna. It's so gross. I don't understand how people can eat that stuff. If you like tuna and bologna, I'm not like dragging you or throwing shade, but yeah, I don't like it. But if it's like turkey and cheese or, you know, a Reuben, or a sub, oh my god, okay. But to answer your question, it depends. So, I mean, if you plan on mailing me a sandwich, my P.O. box is in the description below. I'm just kidding. Please don't mail me any perishable food. I am so in love with this pen. I know I've said it like multiple times in videos before, but this pen is like amazing. It's a godsend. I encourage you guys, if you like ink drawings or just pens in general, this is so relaxing. Highly encourage you to pick one up. The only problem I see with this pen is sometimes if you push the ink cartridge too hard, you'll get a overflow of ink, and that's no bueno. I hate that. Moving on to the face. This is my favorite part. I know a lot of you guys probably get anxious whenever you move on to the face because you don't want to mess up or anything, but honestly, anxiety is probably what's going to mess you up, if anything. So my advice to you is to literally just do it. I know that is such an overused meme, but it's the truth. I find that if you have the fear in you, the fear of messing up, you probably will, which is what happened to me with my Aquarius Inktober piece. I have a fear of putting words in my drawing, and I put a word in there and I misspelled it, which was great. Okay, looking good. Looking good. Alright, moving on to the other eyebrow. Alright, let's answer another question. So the next question that we have is going to be from Sosimre? I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not.
Hi, I'm curious, have you ever had ink fall onto the artwork that you were currently working on, and what did you do?
Okay, so she, I'm sorry if you couldn't hear it, but she asked, have I ever had ink fall onto a current piece of art that I'm working on? And yes, I have, and it's one of the most horrifying things ever. Usually it's something that I can sort of work around because my style is kind of, I guess it would be, it's very easy to modify, is what I'm saying. Because I have a lot of designs in there, I can just turn that ink splotch into a design. If it's like a huge disaster and it's like spilled all over my drawing, then I can just kind of change up the concept a little bit, kind of suit it for that disaster, and just, you know, as Bob Ross says, there are no mistakes, just happy accident. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands a lot. They should be making art, not expressing emotions. I gotta make her eyeliner flake, you know? I've never had a mistake where I have spilled ink on a drawing and it was just completely ruined. In that case, I guess I would have to just redraw it. But I'm terrible when it comes to that. I hate having to redraw a picture unless it's like to see my improvement. So at that point, I'm gonna be honest, I would probably scrap it unless I just loved it so much that I had to redraw it. Let's get another question real quick. This one is from Ghoul. Have you ever stolen a street sign before? No, but I really want to. That might sound bad, like, you know, that's like breaking the law and vandalism and whatnot, but you know, other people do it, so why not, you know? YOLO. Yeah, that's bad advice. Don't take my advice. Just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that you should. If I had the opportunity and I knew I wasn't gonna get caught, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably take the street sign. Especially if it was something like really awesome. All right, let's get one more question in here. Let's get one from Lahar Nation, I think is how you say it. All right. Question, will you ever do a sketchbook tour? Yes, actually. I found a sketchbook a few days ago that was from my sophomore year in high school, and that was whenever I was big into digital stuff, so I wasn't doing a whole lot of traditional artwork, and all of the sketches that were in there were things that I had previously turned into full-blown, like, finished digital pieces. Thinking about doing a sketchbook tour of that. But I don't have a whole lot of completed sketchbooks, which is why I haven't really done a sketchbook tour. I would have to do a combination of like a bunch of sketchbooks for it to be a pretty good video. But yes, to answer your question, I do plan on doing a sketchbook tour pretty soon, actually. I want to do one before the end of the year, so keep a lookout for that. Sorry I'm not talking very much. I am very concentrated. I'm liking the way it's coming out so far. Let's get another question in here. This question is coming from Kyra. Do you have any animals? Yes, actually. I have a sweet little dog. She is a pug, and we rescued her about almost 2 years ago, actually, now that I think about it. We got her in January of 2015, so in January next year, she will have been with us for 2 years. Yay! But yes, I do have a pug. She's 3 years old, and she is the most adorable thing that you will ever see in your life. When I reach my $500 goal on Patreon, I do plan on doing a collaboration with my dog. Don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but I'm gonna be doing a collaboration with my dog. Just mark my words. It's gonna be the shit. It's gonna be like, damn man, that's fire, bro. That's the most fire art video on YouTube. This bitch collaborated with her dog. What? I don't know. It's probably already been done before, but we're gonna try and do that. The inking process is almost done now. I'm just gonna fill in some lines. I still haven't decided if I want to make her hair black or not. I think I'm just gonna keep it like this because I already put in the work to put the strands of hair in there, so probably just gonna keep it like this. The inking is done. Now I'm going to erase the pencil lines. I'm probably gonna add some more ink here and there for some more shading. And then we're gonna add some Copic. While we're erasing, let's answer another question. This question comes from Bye Bitch. What is your least favorite medium to work with? Oh my god, okay. So I have a video in the works, things that I will probably never use again, or art supplies that I'm probably never gonna use again. And in that video, spoiler alert, I include a set of acrylic paints that I just can't with them. I can't stand acrylic paint. I don't know why I bought this set of acrylic paints. It was like a 24 set of acrylic paints, and I swear I was just captivated by the colors, so I bought them, knowing damn well that I don't like acrylic paints at all. And I took them home, I bought a canvas, and I started painting with them, and literally 5 minutes into the painting I was done. I had enough. I just can't work with acrylic paints because they dry too fast for me, and I'm not a painter. I've done a few paintings, but I like to work with ink, so acrylic is like my worst enemy. I do want to do an acrylic painting sometime in the future, maybe revisit the acrylic medium and try my hand again, but for now, I'm going to stay far, far away from acrylics because they are literally the devil. Alright, so I'm gonna add some more lines for shading around the eye socket area and around the cheekbone area as well. Yes, work Pentel brush pen. Yes, I do watch Jeffree Star. Controversial subject. I know a lot of people don't like him. I'm not a big fan of his personality, but his makeup is pretty good and I do wear it sometimes. Guilty pleasure. That's one of my guilty pleasures. Let's answer another question. This one comes from Jay Lockett. Ooh, nice drawing. If you're a marker, what do you think your brand would be on a scale of Crayola to Copic? Oh my god, bitch. Probably probably Rose Art, because you know, I'm a trash can and potato, so it would probably be rose art. Is rose art even around? I remember when I was a kid, I absolutely despised rose art supplies. Like, it was like the knockoff brand to Crayola. It was what you got whenever you couldn't afford Crayola, and that was very often for me as a kid. So I got rose art quite often, and I hated them. The crayons were waxy, and even as a kid, I knew that these crayons were absolute shit quality. Probably rose art markers. No, if I'm gonna be honest, I actually really enjoy my art, and I do think that I would be probably not as high a quality as Copic, but probably around the Prismacolor brand, if we're gonna be completely serious here. Alright, I'm gonna add a little bit more shading to this eye. I think it's gonna be darker because of our light source.
Okay, a little bit more shading here inside this scarf.
Now we're ready to color. Let's answer another question, shall we? Let's answer one from Laughing Jack. How did you come up with your drawings like the Goddess of Anxiety and the other ones? A lot of my drawings come from how I feel at the time. Goddess of Anxiety was brought on by a lot of anxiety that I had at the time, and I wanted to put it into a drawing and put the way that I feel on paper, because that's kind of art is therapeutic in a way for me, so that's how I deal with things sometimes, and a lot of my drawings come up that way. A lot of my drawings are made just by random ideas that I had at the time, and maybe jotted down in a sketchbook somewhere, and a lot of them are just completely random ideas that I get whenever I'm doing other pieces of art. I'll be working on pieces of art for Patreon and things like that. There will be times whenever I just get a random light bulb that goes on in my head, and you know, the rest is history after that. So okay, now we're definitely moving on to Copics. This one's from Rick. I was wondering, what are some tips that you use when you're having one of those days where everything you draw just doesn't feel like it's turning out right? I tend to get this a lot and hate it. Love your videos, keep up the amazing work. You know, I have those days a lot more often than you would think. The answer I'm gonna give you is probably one that you've heard before. It is definitely something that you have to literally just sit down and work through. There's gonna be days whenever you don't want to do anything, or you can't come up with anything, or everything that you draw just looks completely, you know, like garbage. It's something that you have to work through. You just have to sit there and make something. Just sit there and doodle until something happens. Something will eventually happen. That's what I did for this drawing. I had absolutely no idea what I was gonna draw. This is just kind of how it turned out. The best advice that I can give you is to literally just do it. Ask any artist and they're probably gonna tell you the exact same thing. You know, doodle, listen to music, look at other people's art, get some inspiration, but don't just sit there and give up, because then nothing gets accomplished. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using my darkest color to go in and put my darkest shadows. I don't want to do anything that's like super crazy for this. I just wanted to keep it as a sketch. So that's what we're gonna do. Here, got some dark shadows. Over here we're gonna have some shadows, and then the cheekbones. For broad areas, I really like to use the chisel nib. I see a lot of artists on YouTube that don't use the chisel nib, and it just kind of irritates me a little bit. I don't know why. I really don't. I like to use the chisel nib because it is a great tool to use. So why not use it? It's there for a reason. Alright, moving on to my other color. This is RV25. The other one was RV09. Okay, now let's answer another question. Let's answer this question from Gemma. How long did it take for you to get your style? Like I said earlier in the video, I've been drawing for 10 years now. My style, I didn't really start to see any development in my style until I was probably in my sophomore year of high school, whenever I started doing my own characters and my own digital art, and just I had characters with their own universe and everything like that. And that's whenever I really started to see a development in my style because I was drawing non-stop every day. I feel like a lot of people, I've said it before in a video, this one was called My Thoughts on Art Style and Why It's Not Important. If you want to see that video, you can click here, wherever the icon is at. Basically in that video, I explained my thoughts on art style, how I think it should develop and whatnot. It's kind of an unpopular opinion, I think, but it's a good topic for discussion. Basically in that video, I was saying that it's not really important to develop a style whenever you are a beginner artist. What's more important is getting your basics down, your anatomy, your lighting, composition, things like that that are really going to help in the end develop your own style. The too long don't read version would be just improve and your style will start to emerge just naturally. My style started to emerge whenever I really started to take my art into my own hands. All right, one more question. This one is coming from Britt.
My mama always said the earth doesn't revolve around me, but it looks like it does.
Okay, that wasn't a question, but that made me laugh. I do actually know Britt in real life. Haha, Britt, that was funny. We have one from Oscars. Do you like drag queens? If so, who's your favorite? P.S. Love your videos. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yes, I do. I actually don't have cable because I don't watch TV that often. But whenever I did watch drag queens. My favorite would have to probably be Laganja. She is like death drops and tongue pops, honey. Oh, by the way, this color that I'm using is RV04. It's not too much lighter than the color that I was just using, but it is more saturated. I've had a few people ask me about doing tutorials for things like hair and things like that. I do want to do a tutorial like that, but I feel like I'm not the best teacher, so I'm not the best at like explaining things. If you guys want me to do that, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know. I don't know, I feel like there's a whole lot of people out there that can teach a lot better than me, but if you want to learn from me, then I will be more than happy to make a video on how I do my hair. It may not be the most detailed and informative video out there, but I will at least give it a shot if you guys want to see it. Alright, I'm gonna blend this out a little bit more. Blend it out into her forehead. A little bit more blending around in this area. Alright, you guys, we are almost done. And last color that I have here is RV21. Not the best color to blend out RV04, but it is the closest color that I have in the RV family. So it's gonna have to work. Do work, RV! Do work. Alright, while we're doing this, I think we have a few more questions. Quick, we have 3 more questions. Alright, good to know, good to know. Let's answer this question from Paige. What is your favorite pasta shape? Ravioli. I actually had ravioli for lunch today. I love pasta. I actually don't discriminate. I will eat any pasta, almost. Don't really care for like corkscrewy ones. If I have to eat it, then I guess I will, but you know, I prefer not to, Becky. But definitely ravioli, my favorite pasta shape. I need a lighter color than this. I need something to blend RV21 out, so I'm gonna have to do some digging around. This is not sufficient enough. RV21's not doing enough work for me, so we're gonna have to blend her out with something else. Let's find something. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use V20 and C00 to blend out R21. Let's see how this works. I didn't swatch this, so hopefully it doesn't destroy my artwork. I think it's alright so far. One more question. This one is from Hannah. What's your favorite color Copic marker that you have? See, now, if you were to have asked me this question before I had started this drawing, I probably would have said B66. But right now, I feel like my favorite color is probably shifting to RV25. What's happening to me? I don't really like pink colors, but I'm kind of falling in love with this color scheme. I'm conflicted right now. I think we had one more question, so we're gonna go ahead and answer that really quick. This one is from the Harried. How do you deal with the sound of the marker on the paper? It's something I've just gotten used to. I think every artist gets used to it, especially if they're like running dry. It is almost one of the most horrid sounds you'll ever hear. It's like a high-pitched nails on a chalkboard kind of sound. It is not very pleasant, so I do understand that it can be kind of annoying sometimes whenever you hear it in my Snapchat stories, and I'm sorry for that. And that was our last question, and I'm not quite done yet. I think we're gonna speed up this drawing. There's not too much left on it, so I don't think you're gonna miss very much. Now we're going to speed it up.
And to keep me happy and keep me happy when I say you lead me back to you. Too far, too far, I'm falling, I'm falling. Too far, too far, I'm falling.
I realized when I was editing that I forgot to film my outro, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in right here. Stick it in. Oh god, I'm so childish. Anyway, you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Snapchat. All the links are in the description below. You can also subscribe. We do art things. Alright you guys, I'll see you in the next video, and remember, don't quit your daydream.